Hello folks, I'm Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records. And I just thought I'd try and do a quick video kind of showcasing some of the stuff I've been listening to recently that I bought last year and some stuff I've picked up in the last couple of months. So yeah, let's get on with it. So first up, this is an album by a band called Don Kipper, called Seven Sisters. Now I'm assuming that the name Don Kipper is a bit of a take on Yom Kippur, because there is Jewish elements in their music. What they are is a kind of a fusion world music group. They're based in London, and the name Seven Sisters Road in London is a very long road that's sort of in northeast of the city, and it's a very much a melting pot of cultures. There's all kinds of cultures that along the length of Seven Sisters Road, and that's what they kind of do with this record. There are elements of West African music. There's elements of Turkish, Middle Eastern, Jewish cleanser music, so all kind of thrown together. There they are. She has got a fabulous voice. Her name is Dunya Botic, probably pronounced wrong, I'm so sorry, but yeah, a fabulous sort of fusion of the sounds of North London, really, from further afield. So yeah, apart from the dodgy name, which I think Don Kipper is a really bad name for a band, but yeah, interesting stuff. Picked it up cheap on Amazon. Really happy with that. Have a listen, see what you reckon. Okay, so that was Don Kipper. Don Kipper, really bad name. Anyway, next up we've got, this is Side Pony, Lucky Break. Now Side Pony is these two ladies here, which is Alice Wallace and Caitlin Cannon. And they've come to, they're solo artists, but they've come together to make this, and it's kind of, I'm really rushing. I did say I was going to try and make a a quick video, but there's no need to garble your words, Headley. Anyway, right, so that's just caused more time wasting, hasn't it? So yeah, so they've come together. It's a kind of a mini album. It's sort of alt country, Americana, a bit of pop. I think it's absolutely fabulous. I knew nothing about it, picked it up cheap, and was blown away. Really good songwriting. The two of them write all the songs on here, and they are some witty songs. There's a song called Heels, which is a bit of a feminist anthem, which is really funny. But elsewhere, the songwriting reminds me very much of Amy Mann, maybe even a little bit of Elvis Costello. So really clever, kind of going beyond just the sort of alt country roots that they're sort of digging around in. But yeah, really lovely. I really must try and find some of their own solo material, or I wish they would do another album together, because this is rather lovely. So I'll play you a track from this as well. So this is Side Pony.
All the races have been called off, all the clocks have been stopped, every contest is a wash, all the meetings are postponed, all the outcomes are unknown, and everyone's alone. Nobody's getting ahead, nobody's missing out, we're no better than anyone else.
Right, so keeping on with the kind of Americana kind of thing, this is Willie Nelson. This is Last Leaf on the Tree. This he released late last year, and it's probably his 452nd album. I don't know. I think he's in the sort of 70s or 80s or maybe 90s. Well, he's in his 90s. He's 92 now, I think. So recorded when he was 91. This is probably, I didn't do a best albums of last year. This possibly might be my favourite album of last year. It originally started out, it was going to be a covers album of Tom Waits songs. And there are 2 Tom Waits songs on the album, but it kind of draws from other places as well. So there's Nina Simone tune on here. You have a couple of Neil Young. You've got Are You Ready for the Country and Broken Arrow, which probably are my least favourites on here. But you get a couple of songs that were written by Willie Nelson, like The Ghost it finishes with, which is one of his earliest songs. So he's revisiting it. But you get things like, Last Leaf on the Tree is a Tom Waits song, well, and Catherine Brennan. You also have, what's the other one called? What is it? Oh, The House Where Nobody Lives. Yeah, so those are the Tom Waits tunes. But it's also got The Flaming Lips, Do You Realise, as well, which could have been awful, but is brilliant. It's produced by Misha Nelson, his son. There's a lovely picture, actually, inside of them. There, and fabulous. Look at him sat there listening to him play Trigger. That's his guitar, Trigger. And that's a photograph by Randy Steenberger. Lovely in the studio stuff. This is not a country album. It's Willie Nelson, but it is no way a country album. Yes, it's got Americana kind of feels to it, but it's probably the least country album he's done for a while. He's been producing albums ridiculously frequently in his 80s and 90s, and continues to do so. I know he's got one already to come out. This is also, I think, his strongest album in 20 years. Spirit and Teatro are great albums. They were the last 2 I think I really rate. But this one, Last Leaf on the Tree, is a fabulous record. Have a listen to Willie Nelson.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face? Do you realize we're floating in space? Do you realize the happiness makes you cry? Do you realize everyone you know someday will die?
Okay, I'm going to get into a bit of bother probably this, because I'm going to talk jazz. This is an album called Sonnambuli by Max de Aloe, and this is kind of avant-garde jazz, but not in any kind of free-form kind of way. Just that it doesn't necessarily follow any particular kind of jazz structures. It's more of a sort of a soundtrack album, comes across as. And it's interesting because Max de Aloe is a Italian what are they called? Harmonica player, a chromatic harmonica player. A chromatic harmonica is one that has all the notes, like a piano, whereas sort of blues harmonicas choose the notes that are going to fit in whichever key they're being played in. But this, it reminds me a little bit of John Barry, some of his sort of spy kind of stuff. It's got a bass clarinet and drums. So basically it's just harmonica, bass clarinet, drums, but then you get some electronics and programming loops, things like that thrown in as well. There's a last track on here is called Björk on the Moon. So I'm not sure if it's a tribute to Björk and her music. But yeah, interesting sounding thing. Late night, kind of dark noir jazz, but isn't really that jazz. Have a go. Okay, I couldn't not have an African record. This is something I picked up a couple of weeks ago. This is called the Lost Maestros, the collection. It's a double album. This is Malian music. Now, it's music of what's called Mande music, which, if you know Malian music in terms of Ali Farka Touré, Songhai Blues, this sounds quite different. Obviously, there are elements of that in there, but it's of the Mande people, which it's not the same sort of area. In fact, it reminds me far more of the sort of the Saïf Keita, the griots, and even music from Senegal like Baba Mal. It's quite stripped back. But what this was put together by the government funding to produce a kind of a collection of harking back to the glory days of post independence Mali, where there was a real explosion of music and culture. And so these are tunes this is from 2006, I think, or at least all the recordings were. But they're drawing on music that was recorded in the sort of from the 60s to the 90s, and lovely photos. These are taken by a photographer called, what's his name? Adama Koyete. And they're absolutely fabulous. It's a shame they're a bit too small and they don't have any larger prints inside, which would be a shame. But it's just write-ups about the artists on the inside. But yeah, it's kind of a modern take sometimes. Some of them are quite traditional takes on these older tunes, but some of them add a bit of a kind of a modern twist, modern guitars, electronics, things like that. But yeah, fabulous stuff. Yeah, if you're expecting Malian music like Ali Farka Touré, it's not like that, but it is fabulous. So yeah, so this is from a collection of albums that was sponsored by the government. Propaganda, I suppose. No, it's cultural enrichment from Mali. So the Lost Maestros.
Jamako yo so ye Jama don't fini chekani dola ni doye Pendigi ya debe mate me maka Jama don't fini chekani dola ni doye
Jama don't fini chekani dola ni doye
Jamako yo don't fini chekani dola ni doye Pendigi ya debe mate me maka
Jama don't fini chekani dola ni doye.
Okay, so I'll leave you with a bit of a double header here. This is Moon Mullican, or at least a tribute to. Johnny Nichols presents Moon to the Stars, a tribute to Moon Mullican. And I've got both volumes of this. I managed to pick up both. Moon Mullican is probably the best known country piano player. He really developed what the piano could do in country. He was known as the king of the honky-tonk piano. But there's much more than that. These records sort of span a lot of his sounds in his career. He was one of the first sort of people in country to embrace the R&B sounds and integrate it into the music. The first one to really kind of go along with rockabilly and things like that. So a real pioneer. These are lovely records, really well recorded, a lovely band. And you get a few famous people, Earl P. Balls on here, Linda Gale Lewis, Peter Rowan, and on volume 2 you get Augie Myers. But the rest of the artists are great as well. Yeah, and so this sort of spans sort of a lot of Western swing. You also get a bit of rockabilly, old-fashioned rock and roll. But yeah, fabulous stuff. I'm glad to get both of those. Nice to have sets. Someone should do a video about sets. Yeah, so there you go. I'll leave you with a bit of a Moon Mullican tune. So until I see you again, bye-bye for now.
What have I done to make your poor heart weary, baby? What have I done to make you come away? What have I done to cause you so much sorrow, baby?